pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. It's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, 256-245-4361. And don't forget now, they too are capable of streaming live funeral services due to the coronavirus pandemic. And while I've got just a moment, let me mention to you about some of the recommendations for not just businesses, but funeral homes. This COVID-19 has affected a lot of different businesses, including funeral homes. Dr. Scott Harris, State Health Officer, and Governor Kay Ivey have issued the most recent state health order to protect Alabama citizens from the spread of the dangerous coronavirus 19. The Alabama State Health Order requires our bereaved families and funeral establishment members to limit the number of family members participating in an arrangement conference. Teleconferencing options will be strongly encouraged and arranged by the funeral home if possible. And Curtis & Son can do that. All in-person arrangement conferences will implement the social distancing requirements of 6 feet to avoid the spread of COVID-19. And in the state health order, all in-person gatherings are limited to 10 people. Funeral establishment members will be assisting families in planning small graveside, chapel, church, and visitation services that meet the 10 in-person gathering order. Now, any family member that has been exposed to COVID-19 or is showing signs of active illness, such as fever or cough, will not be admitted to the funeral home to prevent the spread of COVID-19 to others. So it kind of gives you a synopsis of what is going on with our funeral homes during coronavirus. In obituary news this morning, Mrs. Frances Winslet Kahn, age 99, died Saturday, April the 11th. There will be a private graveside service for Mrs. Kahn with the Reverend Rick Talley and the Reverend Dorothy Scott officiating. In lieu of flowers, a family request donation be made to Wesley Chapel United Methodist Church or Sylacauga Beautification Council. Online memorials can be made to CurtisandSonFH.com, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Mr. Harold N. Cook, age 64, Sylacauga, died at Shelby Baptist Medical Center on Tuesday. Radley Smith Funeral Home announcing. In other obituary news this hour, graveside service for Emily Elizabeth Doss Cooper, age 24, of Sylacauga, will be Saturday at 2 o'clock in Tallahatchie Cemetery with Reverend Barry Dunn officiating. The funeral will be live streamed from Radley Smith Funeral Home's Facebook page. That's www.facebook.com/Radley Smith-funeral-home. Mrs. Cooper died Sunday, April 12th at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Celebration of life will be announced at a later date by the family to take place at Bivens Chapel Methodist Church in Brookside, Alabama. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com, Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Michael Eugene Evans, age 63, died Tuesday. Radley Smith Funeral Home announcing. Visitation for Edward Lee Kildee Curry, age 74, is 2 to 4 on Thursday at Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary in Talladega. Celebration of life for Mr. Bruce Edward Gaddis, age 62. It will be Thursday at Midway Memory Gardens in Talladega. The Reverend Brian Miller officiating. Visitation will be Wednesday, 1 until 8 at the funeral home. And Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary directing. That is Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga. Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga directing. And Mr. Matthew M. McElrath, age 71, died April 13th. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, announcing. Mr. Richard Allen Ricky Fowler, age 68, of Goodwater, died Sunday at his home. Memorial service for Mr. Fowler will be held at a later date. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com, Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City directing. And Mr. Wendell V. Tuck, age 42, of Alexander City, died Tuesday at Russell Medical Center. Final arrangements are entrusted to Armours Memorial Funeral Home of Alexander City. These obituaries this morning presented by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.